and I'm with the Virginia Egg Council. I'm the Consumer Affairs and Educational Director, and I'm here along with Cecilia Glambaki, who's also with the Egg Council. And so when they called to ask if we would, well, first of all, we get this invitation. And when I looked at the invitation, I loved it. It was wonderful, but I really didn't know what it was about. It said, we invite you to join friends and family for a luncheon and dedication ceremony honoring C.J. Martin. So I was like, what's this all about? So I called, and turns out, lo and behold, 50 years in the industry. So amazing. You know, today people don't stay in an industry very long, never mind 50 years. So I said immediately, we'll talk. We'll say something. Is that okay? And she said, fine. So here it is, and here I go. In the spring of 1980, Cecilia Glambaki and I were hired by the Virginia Poultry Products Commission to promote eggs around the state of Virginia. And it wasn't long after that, when we started going to state egg meetings, that we met C.J. Martin. It was clear, even in a room packed with egg producers, pullet growers, feed manufacturers, and all the other allied industry men and the occasional woman, that C.J. stood out as someone who really knew what he was talking about when it came to poultry and eggs. When he made comments and suggestions, folks listened, and they liked him. Soon after, they did. And soon after, the organization changed names to become the Virginia Egg Council. But in time, the idyllic, wholesome egg became a pariah in health circles. We went from folks thinking eggs hung the moon to, well, let's just say they didn't think that anymore. It was all our industry could do to help deflect the negative aura surrounding what we believe to still be nature's perfect food. At our Egg Council meetings, the atmosphere was grim. Remember those days? Egg sales were declining, and we were on the cover of magazines and made headlines on TV and in newsprint, all with a disapproving slant. Along with the usual problems associated with producing anything in agriculture, particularly an animal product, now was this publicity that was hard to combat. When family docs were telling patients to limit eating eggs, that can be a tough sell. But all during those years, there were a few who held their heads high, had positive attitudes, and firmly believed we'd come out of it unscrambled. Heading that list was C.J. Martin. There was no one in our group more proactive about or a true believer in our commodity's goodness than C.J. While some farms were closing down, C.J. was building more poultry-related businesses. He brought his son Neil into the family business, and his wonderful family that you can see here stood behind him and stood strong and fast and helped our industry work its way out of the muddle. Over the 34 years Cecilia and I have been involved in Virginia's egg industry, never did we have a promotion, whether it was flaming cherry omelets over camp stoves for thousands at the annual food festival in 95-degree Richmond humidity, to helping slice the 10-foot egg salad sandwich at the Virginia General Assembly, or serving deviled eggs to legislators, that C.J. wasn't there, along with a whole team of volunteers he'd enlisted to help. I think you all know what it's like when C.J. asks you to do something. It's tough to say no to him. There was no job C.J. thought was beneath him, so even the most mundane chores became important in his eyes as long as they were done well. The wave came and went, as they often do, and through it all, C.J. stood firm and continued with his positive attitude and his jovial manner. He came from my neck of the woods. I'm in Roanoke, and he's from Franklin County. And I guess that's how they grow them there, because his dad and mom were the same way. If he wanted something done right, it got done. And if he wanted it done, it got done. He managed to make friends across the board in the egg and poultry industries, giving back to his community, his church, continued with his industry friends and those he worked with, so it was understandable that he reaped the benefits of his congenial ways. So here we are now with eggs back in the good graces of the health world, Even Dr. Oz thinks eggs pretty much hang the moon. We're on the covers of magazines, making headlines on TV and in newsprint, but this time eggs have an upbeat slant. Prices have climbed, egg consumption is higher than it's been in decades, and it's a good time for our hardworking industry men and the occasional woman. Those that stuck to their guns and rode the wave are in a good place, and it's men like C.J. Martin that helped our entire industry stay strong. He did it with his strong beliefs, by taking risks, his great work ethic, a realistic but never say die attitude, his intelligence, hard-won connections, and his guts. Seal and I are here today on behalf of Virginia's egg industry to say congratulations to this really, really good egg on this milestone. In fact, in 1998, we presented him with our industry's prestigious Greatest Stir Award. Over the years, we've seen our industry shrink. And oh, by the way, this poem inside, you can take it home and read all about CJ. Because
half of it's not true.
But it rhymes.
But she made it rhyme.
Over the years, we've seen our industry shrink, not in size, but in numbers of those running it. The ones left have a concentration of what CJ epitomizes, and the younger, new leaders should be lucky if they have what he has. Did you hear what I said, Lake? Neil, you have it. I know you have it. We can't begin to thank you enough, CJ, for all you've done, and you've done it with a chuckle and a smile. You've helped grow our industry in good times and bad. You've done it for half a century. Now that's something to crow about.
You're very, very special, I tell you. And she is a great egg, a good egg. You know, eggs, she said one thing. Egg is nature's most nearly perfect food. Only one thing is better, they say, and that's mother's milk, and there's not much of that to go around.
I'm going to stand on this side. Well, I am absolutely delighted to be here, and I have to tell you, how many people have the privilege of having a job for 34 years, raise a family, and be loved by the people that you work with? We have Ellen Weber here, we have Rodney Wagner, we have Neil Martin. Brenda Payne, yes, and Dexter. And we have wonderful memories. We're able to stay home with our children, we worked from home, but to be appreciated by your boss. And I have to tell you, you couldn't have a better one than CJ here. And behind every successful man, there is a successful woman who is there behind the scenes, and everybody knows that. And Lynn, this is for you from the Egg Council, just as a little reminder that we love you, and we know that you've been there too.
Thank you. That's very sweet.
We have greetings from the governor, we have greetings from the Secretary of Agriculture, we have a letter here from the Commissioner of Agriculture, Sandra Adams. I was pleased to hear that the Virginia Egg Council is honoring you for your 50 years of dedicated service to the Virginia poultry industry. This recognition by the industry and your peers is richly deserved and is an indication of our esteem. In addition to your work in founding and running Brickland Enterprises, you have served the Virginia agricultural industry in so many capacities. Your work with the Virginia Egg Council, the Virginia Egg Board, the Virginia Corn Board, the Virginia Poultry Federation, the Virginia Agribusiness Council helped to shape Virginia's poultry and agricultural industries into what they are today. We appreciate your service and dedication to Virginia's largest industry. Thank you for your many contributions to our agricultural community, and I know you and your family must be extremely proud of all you've accomplished. Congratulations again, and please let me know if I can ever be of assistance. Sandra Adams. That's on behalf of Sandra. Now, on behalf of the Virginia Egg Council, we have a pewter plaque here that says, in recognition of C.J. Martin's 50 years poultry egg industry, Virginia Egg Council. So if you will accept this.
I sure will.
Mary, would you like to stand? For a photo opportunity here. This right this way, right in front. Okay, here we go.
Wait a minute, let me get
To position you just right. Okay, very good. So this is an appreciation from all of your egg friends, and we thank you again for all that you've done for the state of Virginia, and primarily for us, to encouraging us to make sure that eggs shine in the state.
Thank you so much.